Happy Sunday, y'all. Boruto episode 228. It is your boy Born Zero, aka the Homeless Hokage, aka Clean 15. And today's episode, I really did enjoy this episode. I don't know, I'd be talking a little bit, under my tongue and shit. Okay, cool. That was right at 15 seconds. We are in the clear. But I don't know. There was something about this episode. It felt like one of these setup episodes that kind of builds towards something major to come. I don't know if this is gonna be a multiple episode mission. I'm not trusting the kid. I feel like he is setting them up with all that art and whatever. But talking about 228, Kawaki, from the jump, we get some psychology, being the whole wake me up scene, don't wake me up scene, let's play rock, paper, scissors, this nigga scares me when he is tired. Now that is a sign of PTSD. And even in the military, you are trained, wake me up by the feet. We are soldiers, wake me up by the feet. I had this security officer in school. He went to the Vietnam War, came back, was living with his mom. His mom, he warned her. He was like, look, bitch, wake me up by the feet. She woke him up by the shoulders and he was strangling her. He told that shit to the whole fucking, we had to learn about the Vietnam War. He told that shit to the whole class. We was dying. She was dying. We was dying. But furthermore, not just that, because they made it look like a joke. So I wanted to, toss that out there. Oh, look at Kawaki. He's so cool. He's throwing these hands and shit in his half asleep state. But that is PTSD. And furthermore, he reminded me of a lot of shinobi who were gone through traumatic experiences of the past. And of course, Mitsuki as well, with his whole transition into becoming friends, how to have friends. The only difference is, I wouldn't say Mitsuki went, do we call it trauma? Do we call being the son of Orochimaru, getting tricked, being wiped of memories, that it's abuse, but it was better than the abuse from Jigen. Now I can't even lie, my nigga Mitsuki got abused too. So now that I really think about it, my nigga got abused. Shout out to Mitsuki. But there was a very similar phrase that Kawaki had stated, and not just what a drag, shout out to Shikamaru, shout out to Shikadai, but it was his statement saying, if I'm not with Boruto, I don't want to go on any missions. I'm not out, like, fuck all the bullshit. What are we doing, dog? I fuck with Boruto. That's who I'm comfortable with. And that's what he's really saying. He had a harder way of stating it. He's not a politician. He's Kawaki. He's been through it, dog. This nigga, he went through some shit. As well as Itachi. And what made me connect the dots to Itachi is there was a line where we get Kawaki already going on these like low tier missions. His first D rank mission was with Metal Lee, Denki, Iwabe. Metal Lee is a disappointment. I don't give a fuck. He kicked a panda in the face, but I'm not really expecting much from Metal Lee. But after he goes on these D rank missions, Naruto gets word like, he's not making friends. Maybe these missions are too easy. Maybe that's what it is. That reminded me of Itachi, because before Itachi became an official shinobi, before he was a genin, back in the academy, Itachi was on the similar path of what we see in Kawaki now. He was making zero friends, and he also had went through a traumatic experience being with his father. His father takes him out to see the war. I want you to see what's really out here in this world, Itachi. This is me being Fugaku. Itachi, I want you to see what's in this world. It's a pool of dead bodies. All Itachi is seeing is dead bodies. It's raining. Itachi is crying, and he's thankful that it's raining because he didn't want his father to see that he was crying. And I even want to say that there was a moment where Itachi kind of tried to save one of the shinobis, but the shinobi either had a paper bomb on him. He did try to attempt to kill Itachi, even when Itachi was trying to lend a hand. Like, look, this nigga is dying. Let me, And ever since seeing that, in Itachi's mind, all he wanted ever was to create a world without war. So going into school, straight tunnel vision. I don't give a shit what the fuck is gonna go down. I want to be strong. I want to be better. That way no one could ever fight again. I don't want this to happen. So he was in school making zero friends. He did have Shisui, who was older than him. And then later on, he met another Uchiha, it was his girlfriend. It was his girlfriend. But in that novel, you see like the conversations he was having. Itachi was very brief with people. He hardly even like no one talked to him because they were intimidated by him. And the way Itachi would respond to you would be very short. That way you didn't have a chance to kind of keep talking to him. He was like, fuck these niggas. I don't, you know. As well as Sai. Now Sai comes from abuse too, and he was also like a Mitsuki type character who had to learn basically being a human, because Sai was trained to be a weapon similar to Kawaki. Kawaki was raised as a weapon. Kawaki was raised as a vessel, like as someone who isn't his own person. So coming into this situation, and Hinata said it best, talking to Boruto, who I have to shout out Mello the Dreamer. He pointed out that Boruto was being maturely, like, the nigga wasn't being mature emotionally. He was emotionally immature. And Hinata states to Boruto, like, Kawaki did not grow up how you guys were raised here in the village. And it made me think, like, if you really take a look at all the teams, all the shinobi, all the new gen shinobi, they were pretty much bred to live and die for each other. All their missions. Shikadai said some dope shit too in this episode. There's some quotables in this episode. He was like, what good is, if we are here as shinobi willing to die on these missions, we have each other's back on these missions, why wouldn't we be friends outside of that? Like, it wouldn't make sense. That does, like, him, Shikadai's looking at Kawaki like, yo, what the fuck is up with you, bro? Like, we're just trying to be friends with you. Kawaki, on the other hand, he does not understand what this even means. The concept is new to him. It's something it's not even in his blood. His abuse is as much in his DNA as being an Otsutsuki. And it really did. It took Hinata to say that for even me to realize it, because along with the rest of the cast, I'm looking at it like, damn, my nigga. Like, you've been in the village for a minute. You've been, going to parades and shit. You went to the flower shop a few times. He did have a panic attack in the flower shop. He did have that panic. I forgot. But, he's eating these little sweet treats and whatnot. And I'm not saying that Kawaki is totally damaged, but I'm just saying you cannot erase that childhood. We do see like a lighthearted moment from Kawaki. It does come a little bit off screen. You have to assume that he had bought the treat for the kid who was standing behind him, which was the same kid who he made pass out on a mission and got wasabi chewed out by whoever was in charge of running those missions. I almost coughed. Now, I don't want y'all niggas to think I got the, I got that venereal thing. Let me pause right quick and look at these notes. But I did like how Naruto was pretty much making it his test being, can Kawaki develop friendships outside of Boruto, outside of Team 7, outside of the Uzumaki household? Let's see what he does. And not just relating to characters who had been through trauma or a version of being a weapon and trying to transition from not being socially awkward, in Kawaki's case, socially rough, with Boruto. Now, in this episode, we got to see if Naruto had a quote-unquote bratty son who, as opposed to Boruto, who was just Naruto's son who did not want to be Hokage. Fuck being Hokage. All they do is abandon us on our birthdays and shit. But we have a version of that where Naruto has a son who doesn't even want to be a shinobi. Like, fuck the bullshit. I do not want to be a shinobi. I want to be out here, eating and shit. Shout out to Chojo. So I thought that was a cool dynamic, because we are very much getting Kawaki's story. We're getting some more detail on his interactions and his psychological makeup. But at the same time, while being his own version, his own story, he is relatable to all these other characters who had troubles transitioning or who just had like one-track minds, having hard times relating to other people. Kakashi was one of these guys too, with his trauma. His dad committed suicide. Damn, this nigga did not follow the rules. Now I gotta be a strict dick in my ass for these pause. I gotta have it. Pause. I gotta stick by these rules because niggas hated my dad. Fuck the bullshit. It's all about this mission. This was a beautiful episode. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's episode, and I gotta talk about Sarada. I almost didn't even bring up Sarada. Shout out to Sarada, because she had that final moment. And shout out to Sarada. I seen her training. Now, this is that shit I'm talking about. she didn't even really throw too many hands. She didn't have no highlights, but the fact that she was in the gym, putting in that work, that's why I like Sarada. I know I've been bashing her the past couple of episodes, talking about, dog, they just using dialogue to make her look good and whatnot, this, and that. But I do like the fact that Sarada was putting in that work, still trying to be the best Shinobi she could be. She wants, we pretty much got her goals in this episode. And that inspired Kawaki. And the fact that Kawaki was willing to sit and listen to her shows that he has some sort of trust. And I know this kind of touches on earlier topics, being he doesn't really see himself, and damn, that was fucked up. He was like, dog, I don't have a home. This is, I don't have a village to call my own. That's fucked up. But he at the very least has Boruto. I don't even think he's that close to Mitsuki, but he has Boruto, he has Sarada, and he allowed Sarada to convince him. And I'm assuming they trained together. His clothes were all dirty and shit. Showed up late, overslept, but was like, all right, let's do this fucking mission. And I feel like Shikadai, him and Shikadai will start to create a bond. You know what would be dope in the future? And this is my last thing before, I say goodbye. I don't even know if Kawaki will be in the village for this long, because, we know what happens. Time skip. But Inojin, Shikadai, Kawaki on some Ambu type shit, wearing masks, going out there putting in that fucking work. Because as these episodes roll out, I'm really starting to see the talent level of the new gen. We haven't seen them put in that work against crazy opponents yet. But I'm fucking with it. I'm hoping, I know time skip in the manga is coming at, I don't know when, but I know it's on its way. But I do hope we get more Kawaki in the village, even in the time skip. I hope there's time skip chapters where Kawaki hasn't even left yet. So I hope we, but that's all I got for y'all. Peace. Thank y'all for watching. Hopefully this was, linear enough for y'all niggas, because this was one of those episodes I watched and I got excited. Almost coughed again. Let me just say, I do not have the, I don't have nothing. I had to go to work. It was Indian lady there today. I breathed in. She didn't have no deodorant on, dog. That shit got in my throat. It's been in my throat all fucking day. But that's all I got for y'all. She was nice. She was very nice. But peace. Take care. See y'all niggas next week. And I can't wait till the 20th, because there's going to be a new chapter. But take care.